Hi there Gemini, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for July. A month which sees Jupiter forging a fantastic link with Uranus for the first couple of weeks. So innovation is likely to be to the fore. You can find yourself connecting to people who really share your values. However, for the people who don't, you may find that harder to comprehend this month than perhaps for some time. But right at the start of this month, your ruling planet Mercury in your sign is also forging itself a brilliant angle to Uranus. So a surprise conversation or meeting can really be quite electrifying and set the tone for the month. But there is a full moon which occurs on the 2nd, and this occurs in the part of your horoscope to do with your long-term financial situation. So if you find yourself suddenly confronted with a bill that you've forgotten about, or some kind of insurance renewal, or having to grapple with rebalancing your books, then try to take this in your stride, because there's going to be an enormous amount of persuasion from the planets this month that you do this for much of the first 2/3 of July. And this is because the Sun then goes on to confront Pluto. Pluto, the tiny entity on the edge of our solar system, but believe me, whatever we call it, whether some astronomers call it a dwarf planet or not, its influence is indisputable. And when it goes into oppositions with key planets, as it does this month, firstly with the Sun, then with Mars from the 9th through to the 19th, and even briefly in the heart of the month with your ruler Mercury, what this suggests is that there can be powerful exchanges of views, or we may encounter people who see things radically different from us, or we could have internal pressures going on in terms of how we approach things. So for you, money and how you earn it, or your values, what you believe in, and how dear these values are to you, can come under some kind of challenge this month. And that does mean that there could be quite a lot of intensity. Now, if you are tempted to buy anything, for example, this month, a big ticket item, you really need to be conscious of not getting caught up in a tremendous pull of desire, because you could find yourself doing something very compulsively or impulsively that you could later regret. So if you are considering anything to do with an expensive item that could take you some years to pay off, do think things through carefully. But equally, all this energy can have a major impact on your love life. And Venus, the planet of love, is actually in a very positive part of your horoscope through to the 19th. It too is in the same sector as Jupiter, suggesting that your words can have particular charm. But you need to use your words sincerely, because from the 7th through to the end of the month, in 2 different locations, Venus clashes with the restrictive energies of Saturn. And in a love situation, what someone may be looking for is some kind of commitment, a desire to really show that they're in properly, whether this is you or someone you're involved with, and it's not necessarily just something that's fleeting. But if you are finding yourself pulled towards someone mesmerically on a more sexual basis, it wouldn't be a surprise for some twins, because the potency of some of these energies this month is incredible. But you need to ask yourself, would such a relationship have any long-term value to you? Well, the story can start to clarify for you, I think, a bit more from the new moon of the 16th. And then when Venus does move on the 19th, she's asking you to think more about how things feel rather than just getting caught up in your desires. And then the Sun moves, and then Mercury moves. And in the last 10 days of this month, I do feel that you're going to start to feel that the more intellectual side of your nature, the talking and thinking side of you, gets much more on top, and that can see you engaging with people much better and not getting so caught up by raw emotion. And raw emotion can definitely be a feature of July 2015 for you. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.